Hey everybody, this is George Brasher with Shakedown of Thunder Sports, and you're about to watch the two Irish brothers. Go Irish.
How's it going, everyone? I am Irish Benjamin 57.
And I'm ND Sean 45.
And together we make up the two Irish brothers. Welcome to the show. If you haven't and you're visiting us as a new person, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you never miss a video from us. And please, 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 if you like this video, smash that like button down below. So we got the North Carolina Tar Heels coming into South Bend. Notre Dame continues their home stand, if you will, coming off of a 31-16 victory over the Southern Cal Trojans. And, you know, North Carolina is a very interesting matchup, not the matchup that we're expecting. If you bought into the North Carolina program at the beginning of the season, we thought they would be pretty much undefeated at this point. So a little bit different of a scenario, if you will, but nonetheless, can't take North Carolina lightly at all.
No, you can't. This is not a team you can take lightly because even though things haven't gone the way that we thought they would for the Tar Heels, this is still a 4-3 team, a team that's still very alive in the ACC Coastal. But let's just state the obvious here. It all starts with quarterback Sam Howell. He's looking to be one of the top quarterbacks in this upcoming draft, and he's had a pretty nice campaign for himself. 129 of 211, just over 1,850 yards, 61% completion percentage, 18 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. But he's been sacked 27 times. Yeah. So this is a Tar Heel offensive line that can lack on the quarterback protection on just a little bit.
Yeah, and something us Irish fans are all too familiar with.
Yes.
Which is not exactly a good thing, but
no.
But yeah, no, this North Carolina team is dangerous. They actually have outscored their opponents this season. 258 points to 202. So, I mean, you know, a 56-point difference between them and their opponents, but still, for a team that's got 3 losses and outscoring your opponents, they're in the right place, if you will. So definitely a team that you cannot take lightly at all. And as you said, they're, you know, very much alive in the Coastal, right behind Virginia and Pittsburgh. The ACC is interesting this year, you know, and
very much.
We thought it would definitely be a duke out between North Carolina and Clemson for the ACC, and this year it's basically Wake Forest and Pittsburgh.
Who saw that coming?
Yeah, really. I mean, you know, so it's been crazy. It's been a crazy year, but like you said, you can't take Sam Howell lightly. The Notre Dame defense has to continue to be on its toes. We're going to have to, you know, keep an eye on things. But moving forward, you know, this is a Tar Heel team that will apply some pressure on the defensive side of things. They're gonna put some pressure on Cone, and it's up to Notre Dame's line to continue to protect him. You know, we saw a good step forward against Southern Cal last week. But this is the continuation of it. You know, in my opinion, do not revert back to what we've seen in the past, which is Cone getting sacked 3, 4, 5, even 6 times in one game.
Well, yeah, I mean, the USC game was a great start. It was great to see that, hey, this line is able to protect their quarterback, open up the holes for the running game in addition to that. But no, Jack Cone was only sacked 1 time the entire game against USC, and that definitely was a step in the right direction. But something I also wanted to add on to Sam Howell. And Ben, you know me, I'm always good for this. This is probably where I probably sound like a broken record at this point, but I really stand by this. a quarterback is only as good as the supporting cast that he has around him. And Sam Howell has some very good playmakers around him, and it starts with running back Ty Chandler, who has been phenomenal on the ground, 588 yards on 106 carries, 5.5 yards average a carry, and 7 touchdowns. But in addition to that, a very talented receiver in Josh Downs, 830 yards receiving on the year, on 60 receptions and 8 touchdowns. Yeah. So we know who the go-to receiver is. So
and don't forget his average. Okay, we have to mention his average. He averages 119 yards a game. That is incredible. So yeah, no, Notre Dame defense has to key in on Josh Downs. Has to. Kyle Hamilton has to shut him down.
Tariq Bracy needs to do his job. Houston Griffith, Cam Hart, everybody in that. Yes, everybody in that defensive backfield. You have to step up big time.
Yep. Yeah, but I mean, and like you said with Sam is not only a passer, he's a runner too. Okay, he has over 600 yards rushing this year.
Well, if you take off the sacks, it looks like 494.
Yeah, but I mean, like gained as opposed to not counting losses. But yeah, I mean,
okay, gotcha.
This is a guy that can run. I mean, he is a dual threat quarterback that you have to contain. I mean, if he can't throw the ball, he's going to run. If you put pressure on him, he's going to run around. I mean, this is how teams had to deal with Ian Book. I mean, and now it's Sam Howell's what Notre Dame's going to have to deal with. So yeah, I mean, their record doesn't show how good they are. They are a lot better, in my opinion, than their record. It's been a very odd season for teams. I mean, Clemson has 3 losses. I don't think anybody saw that. Alabama has a loss. I don't think anybody saw that. So SMU's undefeated. So is University of Texas San Antonio. Who saw that? Just a lot of who saw that this year. So, we have to be careful with North Carolina. And the cool thing, if you've been following us, is Sean and I have a little bit of a history with North Carolina. With my wedding, because my wedding, my wedding was on Saturday. Obviously, most weddings are, and it was against North Carolina, and there were a number of us in the bridal party, if you will, that were Notre Dame fans. So we were huddled around a phone, trying to catch the game when we could during that wedding. So yeah, no, North Carolina has a I wouldn't say a soft spot in our hearts, but definitely a place in our hearts.
Yeah.
So
it was also special because anybody who's been following us, you've heard the story a bunch already, but Ben's wedding is the first time that him and I met in person.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Ben invited me to be a groomsman in his wedding, and that was the first time we'd ever met in person. I mean, don't get me wrong, we had been talking on the phone and FaceTiming and all that, so we had an established friendship. But the first time we met was for his wedding, and I don't think it gets any more special than that.
No, but yeah, back to the game itself. What I really want to see is 3 things. The offensive line continuing its maturation and protecting Cohn. Okay, because this North Carolina defense is going to get after it. There's a reason that the offense is outscoring opponents. Okay, the reason the offense is outscoring opponents is because the defense is stepping up and holding opponents to where they need to be held. So the offensive line has to contain this defensive pass rush for the Tar Heels. And can we get Braden Lindsay a little bit more involved? Like, can that be a thing? Can we get him the ball a little bit, and can he actually break out? I mean, granted, I love seeing Michael Mayer. I love seeing Kyron Williams and Austin, but haven't seen much from Lindsay. I want to see him break out.
Even if it's jet sweeps, let's get him involved somehow. Because when you have all that speed and not using it, it's like it's a waste. and I hate waste.
Yeah. Yep.
So what was the third thing you were going to mention?
And the third thing is just turnovers. Limit the turnovers. You win games by winning the turnover margin and winning the turnover battle. You know, it starts with the line and then it starts with turnovers. Simple as that. Simple.
Well, exactly. It's basic fundamentals. And I know people probably get sick and tired of hearing us say that every video that we do, but that's exactly what it is. You get the only difference between us and ESPN is the guys on ESPN know a little more than we do, and they get paid for it. But anybody can tell you that it all starts with the fundamentals of the game. That's where the game is won and lost.
Yeah.
Fundamentals, it's lost. It's also won and lost in the trenches. Just basic things that you were taught from Pee-wee and all the way up. So, but all I know is, Ben, this game, like you said to start the video, I mean, four of our games, we were in the top 10 of, what was it, the top 10 most anticipated games or the big difference maker games or something?
4 top 10 games, yes.
Yeah, four of our games were in the top 10. North Carolina was one of those games.
Yeah.
North Carolina was one.
Wisconsin, Cincinnati, and I do believe it was Florida State. Let me look at our schedule.
Well, all I know is the only reason I brought that up is because, obviously, as you mentioned, the things with the North Carolina Tar Heels haven't exactly gone as expected. You know, we were all expecting them to be undefeated at this point, but still, they're a 4-3 hungry team that's looking to get into the race and stay in the race for the ACC Coastal Division.
Yeah,
excuse me.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just been a yeah. I don't think crazy is a strong enough term to describe the ACC this year. It's been chaotic. Throw a straitjacket on everybody associated with that conference, us included.
Yeah,
but this is still a hungry team, regardless. This is a team that has talent on it, a team that's going to give you fits, a team that you cannot overlook. So, and I'm looking at their schedule. You know, this is a North Carolina team that, I mean, you look at their wins. Excuse me. Bit my tongue. You look at their wins, and this is a team that knows how to put up the points. Even in a lot of their losses, they know how to put up points. But it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to see where the consistency is, especially on the defensive side of things. But so when it comes to predicting this game, I could definitely see this game where, you know, maybe our defense gives up a little more than what we have been used to. I'm not saying this is necessarily going to be a season opener against Florida State type game, but with this game against North Carolina, I'm looking at a 34-21 type game here.
Okay. Yeah. To me, it is all how Notre Dame starts. Okay. If Notre Dame starts fast, they get the crowd in the game, the defense steps up and, you know, really limits North Carolina's offense and makes it a hard day for North Carolina, then Notre Dame could run them out of the building. But if if Notre Dame allows them in the game in the beginning, then it's going to be an interesting day. And then to me, it's a shootout. So I'm being optimistic, seeing what we did with Southern Cal, you know, and coming off that victory. So I say Notre Dame 45, North Carolina 21.
Interesting. So just a few more points more than I projected. And also, to be fair, too, looking at North Carolina's schedule, I mean, Virginia Tech, Georgia State, Virginia, Georgia Tech, Duke, Florida State, Miami, they haven't seen a defense like ours.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
I mean, they have a defense coming, which is Pittsburgh.
yes,
But that's next month.
yeah, but I'm talking about to this point coming into
Well, and Wake
us.
Forest too. But I mean, yeah, the end of their schedule, they're going to see defenses not on Notre Dame's level. I think Notre Dame is obviously a better defense than those teams, but closer to Notre Dame's level defense wise. So yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell exactly where they're at with who they've played and the chaos that is the ACC.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm gonna say, as it stands right now, 34-21. And hey, if I'm wrong and we put up 45 or 50 and hold them to under 20, I will gladly be wrong. Yeah. I will embrace them being wrong.
I would give anything for like 56-0. You know, I will never be upset with them doing better than what I project them to do. Never ever. But yeah, I mean, that's just what we think.
I just got to go off of what I've seen so far and see if you can find some kind of consistency. But what's consistency? You know what I mean?
No kidding.
So anyway, Ben, I think we've said all that we needed to say about projecting this game against North Carolina. But to let all of you guys out there watching know something, not only is next week against North Carolina, but next weekend is also Halloween weekend. So you know what that means. There's going to be a couple of guests filling in for Ben and I on our North Carolina recap.
Yep.
Maybe
in preview.
Maybe for the preview against who do we play next?
Oh,
let's see.
Who do we play next? Hold on.
After Navy.
Oh, the Naval Academy.
Yes, we play Navy after North Carolina. So we will have a couple of guests filling in for us for the North Carolina recap and maybe for the Navy preview if we want to have them stick around. So you guys are not going to want to miss that. So hit that subscribe button so you'll always be made aware of when we upload a video.
Yep.
So, all right, Ben, that's all I have. You have anything else you want to add?
I got nothing.
All right, everyone. So with that said, I'm Indy Sean 45.
I'm Irish Benjamin 57.
And as we always say, God bless, good night, and go Irish, baby.
Go Irish. Beat North Carolina.